Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a new tease and a new update for the upcoming Star Wars The Acolyte. Of course, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab the subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from thekoreatimes.com, a new article by which I'll have them linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. It definitely feels that we're getting a lot of new teases, a lot of new updates, new detail reveals for the upcoming Acolyte, as we're under a month away now from its 2-episode premiere on June 4th, with a 2-episode premiere coming to Disney Plus, of course. So their article reads that Lee Jung-jae, who will be playing one of the main lead roles in the new Star Wars series The Acolyte, has recently taken to express his excitement and disbelief about getting to be a part of such an iconic franchise, saying that they're, in quote, "I still can't believe the fact that I'm in Star Wars," he had said, adding that he vividly remembers the awe that he had felt when he first watched Star Wars in the theater as a child. That in itself, I think, is one of the greatest things. I think that's half the battle for when it comes to new actors and new cast and even crew members coming to a galaxy far, far away, getting to work on the latest or newest Star Wars project, whether that's a Disney Plus project like The Acolyte, or if that's even a movie. Just half the battle to have, especially those cast members and crew members, to be Star Wars fans themselves, having grown up with the franchise, I think is really just half of it. That in itself definitely shows on screen how into some of these actors can really get into it. On May 4th, recently, Disney Plus had released the main official trailer for The Acolyte, along with a special feature focusing on Master Soul Lee Jung-jae on YouTube, by which as well we'll discuss in a little bit more detail and in depth a little bit later down the road here on the channel in a separate feature video. The series, of course, is set about 100 years before the events of the Skywalker saga, with Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Lee Jung-jae will play Jedi Master Soul throughout the series. The trailer features Lee with long hair and a cape, mostly, but there's also notably a couple of scenes in there of where he has shorter hair, and maybe even appears a bit younger as flashback sequences. So, when describing his character, Lee Jung-jae had said that, in quote, "Soul is a responsible and skilled Jedi Master, willing to sacrifice everything for peace." Ending that quote right there. That definitely replicates and expresses what the Jedi Order is kind of always been about and always has been about, is forming peace in any way that is possible, even if it means sacrificing yourself. And I have a heavy implication that that is going to be kind of the main crude throughout the Acolyte, seeing that, sure, they're all powerful Jedi, but also note that this is a very high period of peace during this time, and they aren't all necessarily used to actually combat and actually fighting. So when it comes to that, some of them may not have any other choice than to sacrifice themselves. Like, that's just the best possible route for them to think of at the time. Like, I can't take this guy, he's too powerful, I guess I'll just die, pretty much. Of course, definitely hoping that doesn't happen for Master Soul, but a heavy expression or kind of exception that I've been kind of expecting here for the Acolyte is that I've discussed plenty of times in and out of our Acolyte videos here on the channel, is this whole idea of that many characters or Jedi are going to make it out of the Acolyte show itself alive to tell the story. It's simply from a throwaway line, if you will, from The Phantom Menace or from the prequels, one of the prequel movies, where Kindu Mandi mentions that there haven't been any Jedi, or any Sith much rather, haven't appeared for a millennium. So in that reference, that not like really anybody's around to tell the story, essentially. We also know that towards the end of the trailer itself as well, Master Soul does come face to face with somebody taking on a red lightsaber, presumably a Sith. So if he's going to make it out of that one alive, it's tough to say, because who is to say that he isn't to go off and tell that story to the rest of the Jedi Order, of course. Lee Jung-jae goes on to add also in a new tease, in quote, Master Soul often hides his emotions, rather than expressing them outwardly, elaborating on the character's personality overall. The series revolves around Jedi Master Soul investigating a series of unprecedented Jedi murders at the time, ending that quote right there. Regarding his lightsaber action scenes there as well, it's going to be a heavy implication throughout this series. Lee Jung-jae had said, in quote, "I practice quite a bit with the swords in Korea, but lightsabers are different," he says, ending that quote right there. What exactly would be different compared to a sword versus a lightsaber? I wouldn't honestly have any clue or any idea. Maybe from the idea of that you're able to touch a sword's, like, well, the actual sword part itself, and you can't do that with a lightsaber, like it'll just send you off. There are, I guess, a couple of moves thinking out there that are possible where you touch the actual blade of the sword, you're able to touch it, you're fine. But when it comes to a lightsaber combat, you can't touch the blade of the sword. It is a bit different, of course. Also, this whole other idea that he practiced with actual swords is very much so totally badass. The team behind Star Wars The Acolyte has also expressed great admiration and praise for Lee Jung-jae himself there as well. The show's writer, director, and overall showrunner, Leslye Headland, who wrote and directed the series, said, in quote, "I was writing the character of Master Soul when Squid Game came out. I said, that's Soul." She went on to praise him further, saying that he just ran the gamut of every single emotion. Ending that quote right there. And if you, of course, have seen Squid Game with Lee Jung-jae as the lead character in that, he definitely does have a range and variety of emotion and overall acting that he's able to pull off that's very much so incredible. The Korean-born American filmmaker Ko Ganda, who directed episodes 3 and 7 of The Acolyte, also recently taken to said, in quote, "He has been a legendary actor for years. He has real ownership of his character." And leave that quote right there. Going into reference of just, well, how Lee Jung-jae maybe appears as himself on set, and also how he is able to take on different personas in these different characters and playing them. Amanda Steinberg, who plays May in the series, also says that Lee Jung-jae just shines so beautifully in his role. He looks fantastic when he fights as well. Ending the quote right there definitely gets me excited for the upcoming actual fight scenes and everything of that nature when it comes to that, what the Acolyte is able to offer for some of those fight scenes. Those are very going to be much so remnants and very similar to with what the prequels had offered once upon a time. This year all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.